Hey guys, I'm Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist here to help you understand more about your pelvic health. And today, this one's for the guys. We are going to talk about that thing that happens after you pee and you go to put your pants back on and a little bit of pee comes out, and that was not what you were expecting. We're going to talk about how to fix that today. So let's shed some light on what's going on down there. All right, so this technique is what many people call emptying the hose. And it's because if you think about your urethra, it is like a hose. But much like a hose, even after you turn off the water, sometimes some of the water stays inside the hose. So then if you pick up the hose or move it around, some more water comes out. It's the same thing that's happening with you after you think you've emptied, but then a little bit more came out. It's not that you have something wrong with your sphincters or that you have incontinence, which is where you can't control your bladder. It's just mechanics and plumbing, and we can help with that. All right, here are 4 things that can help you empty your hose better. One is, and this sounds kind of obvious, but lower your pants down a little bit. So many men, especially in public restrooms, they just pull down just enough to get their penis out to empty their bladder. If something like the band of your underwear or your belt or something is pushing against the urethra, either from the top or the bottom, it can change the angle of the urethra and actually pinch it off a little bit. And just like when you pinch a hose, it slows down the water pressure. And if the pressure isn't built up properly, then the urine doesn't escape as efficiently. Second thing, slow down. After you think you've emptied, take a breath. Seriously, just one breath. Breathe in and out. And sometimes that change in pressure just from the breathing will either put a little bit more pressure on the urethra to flush things out or help the sphincters and the pelvic floor muscles stay relaxed just a little bit longer to help empty things out. Number 3, sitting down. I know there are mixed feelings out there from my male patients, especially tell me this about sitting while peeing. But what I'm trying to say is if you sit or even just rotate the angle of your pelvis, it may actually change the way that the bladder and urethra are aligned to empty out that urethra better. And so think about the bladder like a funnel, and it's got this straight shot. But if you're standing posture, and especially if you're leaning back or something, it may angle the bladder so that urethra doesn't have the same ability to fully empty as if it were straight down. And so sitting down can change that angle a little bit, or if you're standing, rotating your pelvis some. This last one, I think maybe the most common that I've heard from my male patients, but yet the literature shows a little bit of mixed reviews if it actually helps, but shaking it out or tapping it out. And so I think many men do this. They give a little courtesy shake after they empty their bladder, and it works for some, not all. You have to be careful not to actually pinch the bladder so that way you aren't, again, compressing the hose, keeping fluid from coming out. All right, so last thing I want to say, this is something I sometimes get from my patients, but not all of them, is does the length of your penis matter? Because theoretically, if the hose is longer, then it would take more to empty that hose. Research is not conclusive on that. So if you are well endowed, maybe it makes it harder to empty, maybe not. But try some of those things that I mentioned and see if they help you out at all. Let me know what other questions you have in the comments down below. Thanks for checking out my work, and I'll see you next time. Bye.